from Chicago and LA. Well, the late 70s from New York area television, Lonnie, that time.
Yeah.
I would like to try it.
I like that time period. I guess a lot of new wave stuff going on.
Yeah.
You know, I was recently told that like that generation of musicians grew up like in the beginning of like the NASA space age. And you know, like in the 60s basically, and they were being promised that like they were gonna live in space. And then when that didn't happen, they responded to that by making music that would maybe sound like what music in space would sound like. And that's kind of how New Wave was birthed. Crazy, right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's nuts. There you go.
My guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is 90s R&B. Like, I love all 90s R&B. Jodeci, H-Town, like obscure, like One Hit Wonder, Genuine, Monica, Brandy, Aaliyah.
I personally don't think that's anything that feels guilty.
It's not. That's my. I guess that's my guilty pleasure. Or like 90s, like one-off, like E6 songs, like E6. Or what else would be Filter? Take My Picture. I was the 90s, man. I was the 90s. Porn.
Porn?
Porn.
She likes porn.
I still do.
Still does.
I don't care.
Guilty pleasure. Right now, as of today, I would say my guilty pleasure is Call Me Maybe.
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think it's a great song. I mean, it's certainly catchy. She doesn't like it. But I don't know. When that song is on, my toe is a tap.
I know which one I don't like. I don't like silence.
Yeah.
Like I need music going pretty much all the time. So music, I guess, is the sound of all the time. Shower, when I'm traveling, I have to have music.
I like that. I was always another sound that freaks me out. Actually, I know this is not answering the question at all, but the sound that freaks me out was my parents always watched the show 60 Minutes with the clicking the ticking clock. Yeah, and it was always on Sunday at like 8 o'clock, which meant the next day was Monday. I had to go back to school.
Totally.
And every time I heard that, I just got so depressed because I had to go back to school. But
I forgot all about that. Babies laughing. There's nothing like sweeter, more heartwarming than when they're like a little kid like crack up like uncontrollably. I love that. Yeah, I love that. You can't be mad when that's happening.
Here's a sound I actually really like. I love the sound of ice skates on freshly Zamboni ice. It's a really like kind of like, I don't know, I don't like it, I don't know, I guess I should sample that music, but I find it like, just a really pleasant sound to hear.
I'm gonna be corny and say my mom, but only because she's like the strongest woman I know and super confident and always let me do whatever I want and be who I want to be. And I want to be just like her. I want to be the exact same kind of mom she is. Hi, Mom!
I'm ready. I mean, yeah, family, there's a lot of people in my family that inspire me, for sure. It happens throughout my years. But I also, like, on a creative, I guess like I like to laugh, so I'll get inspired by like Woody Allen, I don't know, like directors, writers, and actors. Love like Peter Sellers, the actor. For some reason, like when I need to be picked up, I put on the Woody Allen film or I watch the Pink Panther, Will Ferrell. Those people inspire me, and even though it has nothing to do with music, they give me feelings that I like to convey.
I was originally going to school to be a sociology teacher, and I think I probably would have done that had I not like grown up and realized that I should be doing music. I mean, I've been doing music. I was doing music before college. When I was in college, I wanted to cultural studies, sociology, things like that, to be a teacher.
If I wasn't doing music, I went to school for theater, for playwriting. So I probably would have gone into writing, and I imagine probably would have tried to do acting and directing as well. There you go.
Every show I bring my makeup bag because I have to have a face on.
And that's what she says too.
I say it to have my face on. I do say that every time.
Mm-hmm. Though she doesn't need it, in my opinion.
What do you think?
I mean, the usual, phone, hat and glasses,
Absolutely.
a good attitude. Yeah, I would normally bring a cardigan of some sort in case it's cold. And I'd bring the ruckus.
The ruckus. Tim always brings the ruckus. I tend to leave the ruckus at home.
Yeah. The yin and the yang.
Wow. See, my favorite artist, I think some people know, but there's this woman named Ebony Bones from London who I was obsessed with from like 2004 to present day, and I feel like she doesn't get as much attention as she should. She's awesome. It's like Afrobeat meets punk, and she performs in this big blonde Technicolor wig, and her backup singers have different bobs of different colors, and they play like bottles.
That's cool.
It's pretty awesome.
I don't know her.
Yep, see, yeah, there you go. Ebony Bones.
Now I do.
She has a song called "Don't Fart in My Heart." Go look it up. It's really good.
I can relate to that. Artist. Well, I think an artist that's about to get a lot more known, that I don't think is totally fully known in the States yet, is a band called I.O. Echo. They're friends of mine from Los Angeles, where I live, and they've been great forever, and they continue to be amazing, and they're now putting out their first record, I think in like February or something like that. But they should be like coming to a town near most people soon, and here in the States and probably over in the UK. I think they are one to watch for.
Absolutely.
I.O. Echo.
The first concert I ever went to was MC Hammer when I was 6 years old.
Really? That's awesome.
At Summerfest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I was raised. And I just remember all of the pyrotechnics. Like, it was just so much light and flash and like shiny pants. That's all I can really remember about it. And being really excited to go and to see him.
He was like a real entertainer.
Yeah, he was like legit.
Yeah.
Like too legit to quit.
Yeah.
it was awesome. That was the first concert I ever went to. I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, man. The first concert I ever went to was actually the Beastie Boys on their License to Ill tour.
You win.
I was in 5th grade, And I was actually in a play. I was acting in a play at Junior Civic Theater in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and an older kid from the play asked if I would like to go to the Beastie Boys because his brother got grounded, and he was supposed to take his brother. So he actually had 2 tickets, so he took me and my best friend at the time. And we had to convince my parents, because my parents were the stricter of the 2 parents between me and my best friend. You know, it was like if my parents said yes, then his parents would say yes. So I went home and like my whole family was at the dinner table, and I brought this like strange, like older kid who they had never met into our like dining room, and I was like, Mom, Dad, David and I have been offered, my friend David, we've been offered 2 tickets to go see the Beastie Boys, and my dad was like, who's the Beastie Boys? And I was like, there are 3 nice Jewish guys from New York, because my family's Jewish. And my mom was like, really? That sounds wonderful. And my brother and sister were there, and they're like, no way, you can't let them go. And I was like, gosh. You know, and but they said yeah. So my best friend and I in the 5th grade went to go see the Beastie Boys, and it was like, I mean, they were like spraying beer on the crowd, and they had naked girls dancing in cages, and they had a giant you-know-what, inflatable you-know-what come out of the stage for the encore. I was like, but yeah, that was my first concert experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Show rituals. I warm up my voice. Text my mom. Always text my mom before a show. And I drink a lot of tea with a lot of ginger. That's usually what I do before a show.
I don't know if I really do have any rituals. I kind of just get very. I try to get very calm before a show and just kind of get focused, but the ways in which I do that are varied. I mean, sometimes I just literally sit and stare at the wall for a little bit, you know, just to kind of like get my head together. But I hate to be so boring, but I don't have any rituals before shows.
We're Pyyramids. I'm Drea.
And I'm Tim.
You can check us out at pyyramids.com. That's PYYRAMIDS.com. Twitter.com/pyramids. Tumblr. Instagram, which we're going to have soon. Look out for that.
We have the EP out now.
EP out.
You can order it through the website. We're going to have a full length probably in March.
In March.
Or so
So stay tuned.
Thanks.